While the world was looking at a health summit, Donald Trump was looking at a map of the Middle East, and he didn't like what he saw. In a move that sent shockwaves through the diplomatic corps, the President of the United States abandoned his official schedule to personally intervene in the Israel-Lebanon negotiations. The talks were set for 4 p.m. local time in New York. The tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. This isn't just about borders anymore. It's about a global ceasefire that is currently hanging by a thread. Trump wants to personally greet the ambassadors of Israel and Lebanon. Why? Because the last time he left the room, the world almost went up in flames. This is a desperate attempt to salvage a legacy that is being threatened by the very same allies he's trying to protect. To understand Trump's sudden hands-on approach, we have to look back at the disaster that occurred 24 hours after the last truce was signed. When the US, Iran, and Israel agreed to a ceasefire, the world breathed a sigh of relief. But the silence didn't last. The very next day, Israel launched its most intensive air campaign of the entire conflict against Lebanon. The toll: 357 people dead in a single afternoon. Iran and Pakistan, the mediators, immediately screamed treachery. They claimed Lebanon was part of the original deal and that Washington had lied. Behind closed doors, Trump was blindsided. Sources close to the Oval Office confirm he told Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to shut it down and go low profile. Trump realized that these attacks weren't just killing targets in Beirut, they were killing his chances of keeping the Strait of Hormuz open. He's in that room today because he no longer trusts the messengers. He wants to look the ambassadors in the eye and force a peace that his own administration couldn't secure. But let's talk about the real reason Trump is sweating. It's not just about the Middle East, it's about the Midwest. It's about the American commuter. The reality is, hitting the gas pump with the force of a sledgehammer. In March 2026, gasoline prices in the US spiked by 21%. That is the single largest monthly increase since 1967. The political fallout is catastrophic. Trump's disapproval rating has surged to 62%. The highest of his entire second term. Only 30% of Americans now support the ongoing military engagement. Trump is trying to spin this as a sacrifice for freedom, telling Americans to be patriots at the pump. But patriotism doesn't pay the rent. He is backed into a corner. If this negotiation fails, and Iran closes the Strait of Hormuz again, oil won't just hit $100. It could hit $150. Trump knows that if that happens, his presidency is effectively over before the next election cycle even begins. While Trump tries to project an image of the ultimate dealmaker, claiming he could have a deal tomorrow if he wanted, the truth is far more complex. The administration is struggling to even get Tehran to pick up the phone. Vice President J.D. Vance was scheduled to fly to Pakistan for a secret meeting, but the Iranians ghosted him. Tehran's demands are non-negotiable. They want the $20 billion in frozen assets released immediately, and they want the US Navy to lift the blockade on Iranian ports. Until then, they say, there is no dialogue. Trump's strategy has been to use the blockade as a lever, but the lever is starting to break. J.D. Vance is floating a 20-year nuclear suspension, while Iran is only talking about a 3 to 5 year window. It's a massive gap that no amount of Trumpian charisma has been able to bridge yet. There's a darker element to this story. Trump recently suggested that Iran used the last 2 weeks of the truce to secretly replenish its missile and drone stocks. He publicly boasted that the US military could neutralize Iran's power in about 24 hours. But military analysts are skeptical. The recent seizures of ships by the Iranian Navy prove that they still have operational control over key areas of the Gulf. To counter the energy crunch, Trump took the controversial step of extending sanctions exemptions for Russian oil. It's a move that has alienated his European allies and made him look desperate. He is effectively subsidizing one adversary to try and starve another. It's a geopolitical Hail Mary pass that shows just how thin the ice has become. So, who is actually winning this tug-of-war? Economically, Iran is suffering, but politically, they are holding the world's energy supply hostage. Trump has the world's most powerful military, but he's being defeated by a percentage point at the gas station. The New York summit is a theater of high stakes. If Trump forces a signature, he might see gas prices stabilize and his poll numbers recover. If Netanyahu or the Iranians blink, he wins. But if they walk out, the world enters a new era of economic darkness. What do you think? Is Trump's personal intervention a masterclass in diplomacy, or is he just trying to put out a fire that he helped start? And more importantly, how much more are you willing to pay at the pump for this conflict? The situation is evolving by the hour. We are monitoring the feeds from New York and the Persian Gulf. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, because when the first report from that room leaks, you'll want to hear it here first. Thanks for watching, and stay sharp.